to Happy Cooking with Yvonne Douglas. Today we're going to make a really simple dish. It's mushrooms and shells. It is so good, it's very tasty, and it's really easy to make. The very first thing you'll need to do is to boil some water because you're going to make your shells first. And I'm going to let that cook for approximately 8 minutes. You're also going to need portobello mushrooms. I buy the little containers at the store. You'll need 2 of those. You're going to need some chicken stock, actually you're going to need a cup of chicken stock. You're going to need some sour cream, whipping cream. You'll be using approximately half a cup of whipping cream, some extra virgin olive oil, minced garlic, and butter. And very important that you have 2 shallots, and I chopped these up very fine. And also I chopped up probably about a half a cup of a regular white onion. So we're going to put all this together and make our mushroom and shells dish, and it's gonna be oh so good. Stay tuned. Okay, so we're back. So the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get a 1/4 cup of butter. I'm gonna add it to my pan, and I'm also going to add just about maybe a teaspoon of EVOO, some extra virgin olive oil. And I'm going to put that on my pan, heat that up, get my wooden fork here, and I'm gonna let that melt, and then I'm going to saute some garlic. So let's melt this butter up nicely, and you can see I have my shell noodles cooking here. Remember the shell noodles, it takes about 8 minutes for that to cook. And when we come back, the butter should be melted, and then I'm gonna add my garlic and then the onions, so stay tuned. Okay, so we're back, and I added some garlic to my melted butter. And I added probably about a teaspoon, maybe a little bit more than a teaspoon of minced garlic. So you want to put that in the pan, let that cook up a little bit. And I'm also going to add my onions to the pan in just a second. I just want to stir this up a little bit more. All right. Now I'm going to first add my shallots. And this was 2 shallots that has been chopped up very fine. Smells good. Now I'm going to add my half cup of white onions. Now, it may seem like a lot of onions, but when we add the mushrooms and when we add the pasta, it's gonna just be perfect. Okay. All right, I'm going to cover this, saute that for about, let's say, a minute or 2, so stay tuned. Okay, I can see that my onions and my garlic is cooking up nicely. My onions are translucent, and that's what you want. Boy, does it smell good. All right, so now what I'm gonna do is I'm going to add my mushrooms. And these are portobello mushrooms. Going to stir that in there. You want to make sure that the mushrooms are coated with all those onions and garlic. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add just a little salt and pepper to my mushrooms. I'm going to get my pepper. Stir that up again. And then I'm going to cover it and let that cook for approximately 3 to 5 minutes. Just stay tuned. Okay, so we're back, so I'm gonna check on my mushrooms. It's been approximately 5 minutes. So let me take a look. Oh, looking pretty good. Smells really good. I think I'm gonna cook this for maybe another minute or two more since there's so many mushrooms this time. Usually I make one package, so I made 2 this time, so I'm gonna cook it for probably another 2 more minutes. Okay, stay tuned. Okay, so we're back. I'm gonna check on my mushrooms. It's been about another 2 minutes, and yes, they are done, looking good. Smells really great too. Okay, so I'm gonna remove the lid. I'm gonna add 1 cup of chicken stock. I'm also going to add a 1/2 cup of heavy cream. All right, and I'm gonna add 2 tablespoons of sour cream. Then I'm gonna get my whisk, and I'm just going to whisk that in there. It looks really good. Now I'm going to add, because I like a lot of pepper in mine, I'm going to add just a little bit more pepper on top. Kind of stir it again with my whisk. And this is on a medium flame, by the way. So when you're cooking your mushrooms up, you should have it on a low to medium flame. And right now it's on a medium flame. Okay, it looks like everything is well incorporated. I'm going to lower this just a little bit. Now, one thing, I like a thicker sauce, so I'm going to add about a tablespoon of flour. Get my whisk again. Stir that in there. Put the flame up to a medium flame, and when it gets bubbly, then you need to reduce the heat and let it simmer for approximately 5 minutes. And then we'll add our noodles to it. Smells really good. I'm gonna add a little bit more salt and a little bit more pepper. The flour is just going to make it a little bit thicker. You can have a thin sauce, but like I said, I like my sauce to be a little bit thicker. Wow, that looks and smells really good. All right. It's starting to bubble just a little bit. Now I'm going to reduce the heat and cover it and let it cook for another 5 minutes or so. And then, like I said, then we'll add our noodles and give it a good taste test, so stay tuned. Okay, so it's been about 5 minutes. I'm going to take the lid off, give it a good stir. This is a really great meal. First of all, it goes super fast. It's really easy to make, and it just has just a warmth to it. This would be a great dish to make in the fall when it gets cold outside. Anyway, I'm going to add my noodles. These are my shell noodles, and stir that in there. Now, when you do add the noodles, it's going to soak up, those noodles are going to soak up a lot of that sauce, and that's okay. That's what you want. You want that pasta to get coated with every bit of that delicious sauce. But when you do add the noodles, you might have to add a little bit more salt and pepper depending on your taste. Okay. Wow, that looks really good. And now we're going to add the final bit, which is Parmesan cheese, so stay tuned. Okay, so our last step is we're going to add about a half a cup of grated Parmesan cheese. And you're going to stir that in, make sure that cheese gets incorporated with those noodles and those mushrooms. And this is just a dish I made up, so I just was playing around one day and I thought, wow, this tastes really good. So hopefully you guys will try it and you will enjoy it. Okay, so now I'm gonna get my bowl here. Yum. I'm gonna add just a little bit of pepper on top. And look at that. Oh, that looks so good. And now we're gonna give it a good taste test. Okay, so now we're gonna give it a good taste test. Let's see, I have just a little bit more grated Parmesan. I'm gonna do as a little topping. And I give it a good taste. Let's see. Oh yeah. Oh wow, that's good. Yum. Oh my gosh. This is so easy to make. It's simple. It probably takes you not even 20 minutes to make, and it is so good. I hope you try it. And if you like this video, please subscribe and like this video. And thank you for watching. Happy cooking. Bye-bye.